conspiracy theorist and totally not gay frog Alex Jones is in total cover your ass mode. Oh, wow. So according to the New York Times, the founder of the now allegedly broke InfoWars, parent company Free Speech Systems, is in discussions with the Justice Department about an agreement to detail his role in the rally that happened near the White House. I'm sorry, not White House. Near the Congress building on January 6th that preceded the riots at the Capitol. So now he is reportedly seeking an immunity deal that would allow him to avoid being criminally prosecuted in exchange for telling federal prosecutors what he knows about the planning and the events that culminated in the January 6th riots. Jones' attorney gave prosecutors a letter signed by Jones in which he expressed his desire to speak to federal prosecutors about January 6th. Although the attorney then insisted that Jones did nothing wrong that day. No, hey, look, we really want to talk to you about what happened on January 6th. We've got some very important information. And by the way, totally innocent, we did nothing. We did nothing. We did nothing. Please give me immunity, but I did nothing wrong. So I don't really need immunity, but just in case, I'm asking for immunity. Now, why would you if you didn't do anything wrong? It's very, very curious because, for one, you don't ask for immunity unless you have very important information and you know that you did something wrong. So, you know you've done a crime or possibly a crime, and you're like, well, I've got some information related to that crime that might help you in other investigations, and I'll give you that information freely, but you've got to give me immunity first. That's very odd. Very, very odd indeed. Now, the attorney tells the Times, and you're going to love this, the New York Times, that Jones is only demanding immunity from prosecution because he, quote unquote, distrusts the government. Oh. So here's Alex Jones, the guy that says, oh, the government's killing our freedoms. They're poisoning our water. They're making the frogs gay.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
So they're using the weather machines, and they're turning the frogs gay. And the government's working with the Satan-worshipping globalist pedophiles in order to enact the deep state. The Georgia Guidestones are going to kill off all humanity. But I can't wait to talk to them about what I know. Please don't indict me, Daddy Ooh-Woo. Okay. Fascinating. Interesting. Now, look, anybody who knows Alex Jones knows that Alex Jones is one thing, full of crap. Constantly full of crap. So I think he's only doing this to protect himself. Just like he is protecting his money from the Sandy Hook families by declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy. He's going to reorganize his finances. He claims that he only has $50,000 in the bank. No, nobody believes that, especially when there are reports where he made about $165 million in 3 years from sales from his InfoWars store. And so he pulled in all that money. What happened? What happened to the money? Well, he had been hiding it, funneling it through different shell corporations. And so, look, it's a way to hide his money to stop the Sandy Hook families from actually being compensated for the emotional distress and abuse that they had went through at the hands of Alex Jones and his weirdo-ass followers. And so, look, that's what's going on here with that case. But here's the thing. And again, he's asking for immunity. Why? Why? Well, here's what the Times explains in their article. Quote, 2 weeks ago, another prominent Stop the Steal organizer, Ali Alexander, if you remember him, a close associate of Mr. Jones, revealed that he had received a subpoena from a federal grand jury that is seeking information on a broad swath of people, rally planners, members of Congress, and others close to former President Donald Trump, connected to political events that took place in the run-up to January 6th, the paper writes. Mr. Alexander, who marched with Mr. Jones, to the Capitol that day, has said he intends to comply with the subpoena. So Ali Alexander, now complying with the subpoena, going to give information, going to testify in front of the committee. And so, interesting. Now you have Jones very, very close to that situation. Does Mr. Ali, Alexander, what does he know? What does he know about what he and Alex Jones had done there, and not just done, but planned? So it's very curious. Now, here's the other thing. Subpoenas are one thing. We have had people flat out refuse to honor the subpoenas. I mean, they refuse to testify. They refuse to turn over information. Mark Meadows, Steve Bannon, they're no longer complying because they have seen the weakness in the January 6th committee and how they're not actually able to do anything. They don't have the authority like Merrick Garland does. So they can refer criminal proceedings, right? They can refer them to the Justice Department, but the Justice Department actually has to do something now. And so with that weakness exposed, because Merrick Garland hasn't done anything yet and doesn't look like he's going to do anything, then why would Alex Jones go along with this? Either he's got something super damning and he knows it, or the government has something super damning and they know, and they all know it, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And so this is very interesting. And now the other thing is, and the question that I have is, all right, why would Alex Jones go along with it if he's going along with it at all? I know, we all know that Jones loves messing around with people. So could this be part of that? Could he be, I don't know, trolling? Just like he trolled the Sandy Hook families. The difference there is, well, one was a civil trial, the other's criminal. So, depending on what he's alleged to have done, could mean actual criminal penalties. Again, we don't even know if he has information and if that information is any good. So I don't know. So is Alex Jones legitimately scared of what Ali knows and is offering what he could know in exchange for possible immunity, or is he just trolling the court? I have no idea. Again, he's trolled the court before in civil proceedings, so I don't know. I don't know. It could be possible that Alex Jones knows more than he's letting on about January 6th, about specifically the planning of it. And so that enough is very intriguing possibility. But again, you actually have to have a Justice Department that is interested in, I don't know, justice for people who are involved or were involved with January 6th, and they actually have to be able to back it up. And so I don't know. We're going to have to see what's going on. So all of this, again, possibly a fake out or not. I don't know. We'll see. Stay tuned.